Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the ultimate vampire build in Skyrim. If you're a fan of the game, then you know that being a vampire can be a pretty cool and unique experience. It gives you special abilities and adds a whole new level to gameplay. So let's get into it. First off, let's go over the benefits of being a vampire in Skyrim. One of the most obvious benefits is that you gain special abilities like night vision, the ability to turn invisible, and the ability to drain health from your enemies. Additionally, being a vampire also grants you a 25% boost to your sneak skill, making it much easier to sneak around and stay hidden from enemies. Now, let's talk about the skills and perks you should focus on when building your ultimate vampire character. For starters, you should definitely focus on the illusion skill tree. This skill tree will allow you to use spells like Calm and Fear, which will help you control the battlefield and manipulate your enemies. Another skill tree that's important for vampire characters is Enchanting. This will allow you to enchant your gear with special vampire-related effects like increased magic resistance or the ability to absorb health from enemies. You can also enchant your gear with basic effects like increased stamina or health, which is always helpful regardless of your character build. In terms of perks, the ones you'll want to focus on will depend on your playstyle. For example, if you prefer to use spells, then you'll want to invest in perks that improve your spellcasting abilities. If you prefer to use weapons, then you'll want to invest in perks that improve your weapon damage and accuracy. Additionally, there are several perks in the sneak skill tree that are essential for any vampire character. These perks will allow you to move more quietly, avoid detection from enemies, and deal extra damage when attacking from stealth. Now, let's talk about some tips and strategies for playing as a vampire in Skyrim. For starters, you'll want to make sure you're not constantly feeding on NPCs to maintain your bloodthirst. If you go too long without feeding though, you'll start to become a blood-starved vampire and NPCs will turn hostile towards you on sight. With Dawn God installed, however, this doesn't happen. It's up to you how you want to play this though. The longer you go without feeding, the more powerful the vampire skills will be and more spells will be unlocked. However, you will progressively get weaker to fire and sunlight. Another important thing to keep in mind is that you'll want to avoid sunlight as much as possible. If you spend too much time in the sun as a high-level vampire, you'll take damage and become weaker overall. At lower-level vampirism, the sun will just stop your health, stamina and magicka from regenerating. Just make sure to use cover and stay in the shadows whenever possible. Additionally, you'll want to be strategic about when and where you use your vampire powers. For example, turning invisible can be incredibly useful for sneaking past enemies, but you'll want to make sure you don't use it too often as it can quickly drain your bloodthirst. Lastly, you'll want to make use of your Vampire Lord form. This form grants you access to even more powerful abilities like draining enemies of their health, summoning creatures to fight for you, and controlling the minds of your enemies. Make sure to use this form strategically though, as it can only be used once per day. Let's just take our vampire to the next level. Let's get on Nexus and start modding. First on our list is the Better Vampires mod. This one introduces a ton of changes to the original vampire gameplay in Skyrim. You'll have new perks, spells, and even the ability to create a vampire thrall that will serve you as a loyal companion. Plus, you can customize your own vampire character in ways that were never before possible. You can set your vampire to have unique powers, and even choose your preferred method of feeding. With this mod, the vampire experience in Skyrim is taken to a whole new level. Next up, we have the Better Vampire Lords mod. This mod overhauls the entire Vampire Lord experience by making it more immersive and enjoyable to play as one. One of the best parts of this particular mod is the abilities it adds, including flight, lock breaking, and invoking eclipses. Plus, the mod provides you with new perks and spells to make the transformation feel even more epic. This is definitely a must-have mod for anyone looking to experience the full potential of a vampire lord. Another fantastic mod for vampire enthusiasts is the Sacrosanct mod. This particular mod changes the way that vampires interact in the Skyrim world. It introduces new systems like Thirst, which requires you to drink blood to keep your powers strong. It also adds a blood magic system that lets you cast spells that only a vampire can use. Plus, there are cool new perks that let you turn into a swarm of bats, or even summon a powerful undead servant. With the Sacrosanct mod, you'll experience a completely new type of gameplay that's both challenging and rewarding. Lastly, we have the Dawn God Arsenal mod. This one isn't specifically for vampires, but vampire hunters will absolutely love it. It adds a whole array of new weapons and armor that are perfect for taking down any vampire that crosses your path. There are crossbows, axes, swords, and even enchanted arrows that deal extra damage to undead enemies. If you're planning on taking on a powerful vampire lord, this mod will give you the edge you need to emerge victorious. And there you have it. These are just a few of the top vampire mods for Skyrim. Whether you are looking to start a new vampire playthrough or just want to add some extra depth to your existing game, these mods will have you covered. Overall, playing as a vampire in Skyrim can be an incredibly fun and unique experience. With the right skills, perks, and strategies, you can create the ultimate vampire build that will dominate the battlefield and strike fear into the hearts of your enemies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.